proposed decision. I hope you'll give serious consideration to that. According to MDEQ, the proposed changes outlined in the application were made to align the backboarding project with the feasibility design in the issued wetland permit. Upon initial review of the application, you determined that it was a significant change. It's hard looking through this, and again, we're early in the process, but does this permit in fact align the mine permit and the wetland permit, the feasibility design and the facility plan, or does this application exceed what is described in either one of those in the mine permit or the wetland permit, creating additional discrepancies between the issued permits, which remain unresolved? We've opposed the issuance of this permit as it's currently proposed. Specifically with the tailings design, the facility, in addition to the expanding footprint, is using the least desirable tailings construction method, the upstream dam method, which is widely reviewed by all industry experts. There convenes big groups reviewing methods of dam construction since some of the major tailings disasters in the Americas. It is the least desirable, it's the most unstable, it's the least desirable long-term, especially, and unfortunately it is also the cheapest to construct, and it's the most flexible for the company because they can increase it incrementally, which is what they're proposing to do. For those reasons, we specifically would request a different method of construction. It's also clear that they have not minimized their environmental impacts, either in the wetland permit or in this permit. Thank you very much for the consideration of my comments.
I'm a board member of the Upper Peninsula Environmental Coalition and a resident of Marquette, Michigan. I am opposed to approving the mining permit amendments to the Aquila Back 40 project. In my testimony for the wetlands permit hearing, I focused on the exact arithmetic of impacts to wetlands, both direct and indirect. They totaled 28.39 acres of the 93 acres of wetlands of the mine site. We and our experts did not believe the estimate, and indeed the number has been revised upward to about 55 acres. We were told that any revision of this number would force Aquila to start over. That hasn't happened. Instead of aligning the mining facilities to minimize the wetlands impact, Aquila and its engineers have introduced us to the concept of feasibility design. It seems to argue that if it costs the company more to construct a tailings pond safely or to protect wetlands, they need not do it. Feasibility, meaning money, determines the design. This latest version of the mine plan greatly expands the mining facilities to the east. Approximately 222 acres have been added to the mine footprint. Mainly it seems to increase capacity for tailings and waste rock. Where is the increased rock coming from? The size of the pit is roughly the same, so the company must be hedging its bets about the future of this mine. The life of the mine in this permit is 7 years, but on the ground it seems to be anticipating an additional 9 years of underground mining. So the alignment of this new plan is preparing for a longer and deeper future mine. The requirement in the wetlands permits to seek the least damaging alternative to the destruction of 55 acres of wetlands fell by the wayside. As we argued in that hearing, relocating some facilities onto the uplands of the eastern area would have minimized that destruction. But this idea was dismissed. In the language of feasibility design, it was not feasible. The company and its engineers plow ahead with their own logic. The Michigan DEQ has to fit all this complexity into its regulations. The third party in this contest is the public stakeholders, the native ancestors, the landowners, the river protectors, the environmental advocates. May they finally be listened to. Thank you.
Thank you.
Public hearing.
beautiful Green Bay of Lake Michigan. I've lived here now about 2.5 years, and as I've said many times before in many meetings, I've lived in San Diego, I've lived in Narragansett Bay, Rhode Island, on the water in Chicago. This is the most beautiful, pristine area I've ever seen, and I hate to see it destroyed. But I want to talk about people who've lived here way longer than I have, and that's the Menominee Native American tribe and people. As separately defined in the NREPA Chapter 324, Section 324.2140, it says there are no conservation or historic preservation easements within the project area. Yes, there are Menominee Native American Indian sites. The proposed mine site was not properly surveyed. Aquila has not included the local Menominee Indian tribe's input. We the people request the DEQ require an ancestral heritage historical preservation survey be completed with Menominee Indian tribe's input. This time listen to them and specifics of Aquila's actions on how to physically protect every cultural and heritage site that is within their boundary and surrounding area impacted by mining-related activities in writing now before this permit is issued. Another thing I want to bring up is the increased cyanide going to be used by Aquila in this mining process. In 2010, the metal mining industry was responsible for 41% of all toxins released into the environment. Cyanide is going to be used on the site because of the low grade of the ore. Due to its highly poisonous nature, cyanide has been banned from many countries, territories, and states, including Wisconsin. I just want to bring this up. 1 pound of cyanide, listen to this closely, will kill 1,244 people. Back 40 estimates 1.24 billion pounds over 16 years. In closing, I request an extension of this public meeting time as this happened during the Christmas holidays. And I'd like to ask that please, the MDEQ, please help us avoid the potential for the largest environmental and financial catastrophe in Michigan history.